Hello, sweet friends. Welcome back. 'Tis the season to be jolly, to deck your halls, to do all the beautiful things. And we are going to decorate together today. We're going to go throughout my home and I'm going to give you some designer tips and tricks that are so simple, super affordable, and beautiful. For those friends that are new, I'm so happy you're here. Please consider subscribing if you like what you see. My name is Victoria and I am an interior designer for a living. I am also a wife and mother, and we are a blended family of 7. It's a crazy, crazy mess here. We have 4 animals, and the kitty has been very good this year with the Christmas tree. I want to show you today that you can do a little touch of holiday all throughout your home. I started this year in the master bedroom, and that's where I'm standing right now. We're going to talk through the Christmas tree, and I'm going to show you some garlands and beautiful vignettes. I hope that you are inspired above everything else today. And be sure, again, to hit that subscribe button so that next week when we do a holiday house tour, you won't miss it. But today, I hope that you're inspired and you take a few nuggets to be able to implement those things in your home this holiday. Simple, easy, beautiful, right? And we are going to continue to do that throughout today. I promise you're going to love it because you can do it. It is so very simple and you don't have to put away all of your everyday decor. That's another thing that's a lot of fun about some of the simple things that we're going to talk about today. Let's move on to the Christmas tree. Now, I want to clarify, I have 2 Christmas trees. However, we are going to see the real live tree that our family decorates together next week in our holiday house tour. But today, I'm going to show you the decorated tree. I love a flocked tree. I grew up in New Jersey, so we did get snow. Living in Florida, you guys already know, we do not get any snow here. And I love the seasons so much. So I miss that. And I thought it would be so inspiring to put the Christmas tree in the master bedroom because most of the time we save ourselves for last. And then I'm like, oh, well, let me just stick a tree on the side table. And we don't take time to love on ourselves. So Scott and I are really enjoying having the tree in here this year. And the way that I decorate the tree is layer by layer. I like to think of this tree as my creature tree. So that is what I start with. I would encourage you to organize your ornaments in that way. I put all of my creatures together and see how many I have. So I have a certain amount of eclectic owls. Then I have these beautiful mercury glass birds and all kinds of different creatures, different kinds of birds. So I organize those first and then I start placing them on the tree for balance. So if I have a bird here, I want to make sure my eye is going with birds all the way down the tree. Then you're going to do the same thing with your ball ornaments or icicles, whatever type of ornaments you have on the tree. You want to do the collection of them first. So you do your collection of icicles, your collection of Christmas balls, your collection of eclectic ornaments. If your whole tree is eclectic, then just try to make it balanced based on the size or scale of the ornaments. And that's it, you guys. So take a picture. I know I often tell you, when you're not sure about your design, if it looks good, take a photograph. And I will tell you, photos don't do this tree justice. It's so beautiful in person. So hopefully you can see all the fun little details and just be patient with yourself. Layer after layer, the more layers you fill in, whether it's with ribbon or with garlands, I promise as you do more layers, it's going to be even more beautiful. Notice I have a mercury bird here. Then we come down the tree to here. Then we come down the tree again to here. So that's what I mean when I'm referring to balance. Then we have a Christmas ball, another ball, and we're working our way up and down the tree. It's also really fun, in my opinion, to go a little deeper into your tree. So this ornament was actually broken. So all I did, you see there's nothing on it. I just literally shoved that little guy inside the tree. When you do have animals, I would encourage you to hang the more fragile glass ornaments higher, but the good news is that these branches can bend. So you can hang your ornament and then bend your faux tree twig so that it's not gonna come off. So I do have glass ornaments near the bottom only because of that little trick of being able to bend the branch, and Kitty is not taking that anywhere with him. This whole tree gets set up simply by assembling it. It is a plug-in one, so I was really blessed that all the lights came on this year. I found this block tree on Wayfair, and then I simply started to put in all of these other pieces, the twigs, the metal leaves with glitter, and the white snow twigs. So those are the extra elements that I have on the tree, and they're just garlands that I spun around and stuck inside the tree. Then you want to think about, this is where we think about balance. Fun and simple way to dress up any dresser or armoire, in this case, a doorknob, a window. So we took this ornament again with a beautiful ribbon. This time I chose velvet, and I have this color in our bedroom, so that's another really fun way to pull in another color. And again, with the faux greenery. So I just mixed two different kinds of pines and zip ties. They are your best friend when decorating for the holidays. I am going to go right through. I used flower wire and a zip tie. Then I tied the ribbon on, and now we're going to use this to go right through the handle on the door. Using a zip tie, you want to make sure the head part is up top, and it's literally going to, if you don't hear it zip, you're doing it wrong. Then we're going to take our scissors, cut off the excess, and we have a beautiful little decorative piece. Let's talk about little vignettes. I love to put collection of things together, like Christmas trees, felt little reindeer, and of course, candlelight. Candlelight is the best way to feel cozy like the holidays do. Candles are also a great way to bring in the scents of the holidays. For example, as you know, my faux flock tree does not smell like pine, but this candle smells so good, like Christmas. So we talked today about using ribbons to dress up things. Now we're going to use fake snow. It's one of my favorite things to make it feel so magical and festive. I want you to think in triangles, different heights. Notice this tree, and then it comes down and down. And I have all different textures. It's okay to mix metals. It's okay to mix paper with glass, with sequins and felt. And then I just simply took a little collection again of greenery, Christmas balls, and the key ingredient is snow. I took the everyday tray that I usually use in my bedroom for perfumes and collecting my jewelry at the end of the day, and now I've transformed it to Christmas. Let's move on to the garlands. There are so many garlands throughout my home this year. The thing that I use to hold the garlands are these very simple, almost like a teacup. Well, teacups would work too, but I like that these are closed and it's just a little eye hook. The reason why I use these is because it makes a very tiny hole. You will never see it. Yes, I went right into the wood on my headboard. I went right into the wood on the mantle and all the other places that you'll see garlands that we'll talk through today. This is what I use. Flower wire, it comes in gold, brown, green. I just happen to have gold, so that's what I used. Green would probably be better because it's going to hide better in the greenery, but this is another item that I use. Of course, scissors. The way you start your hole is by tapping a nail with the hammer, and then it's gonna screw right in. So let's talk about this garland. I started with two different types of greens. That's what I laid in first. Then I always love to lay the lights in next so that you can kind of hide the wire and manipulate it around the branches. Again, there's wire in them so it can bend and twist and cover those up. The next step was the beautiful mercury glass garland, and that gets hooked in with my ever so favorite zip ties. If you don't have zip ties but you have flower wire, that'll work also. The zip ties are just really fast and super easy. After that, I finished off by taking a collection of different ornaments using a simple ribbon. As you can see, I've hung all the different balls at different heights. So notice that I took, again, different textures. We have glitter, we have shiny glass, matte glass, then we have a detail glass ornament, and this little guy is actually plastic. It's funny how when you have something less expensive with something that's a little more, it kind of uplifts everything. This is a simple ribbon. Again, it's play on silk. Then I just simply looped those. Everything is together with flower wire. We've talked about ribbons and garlands and now twinkle lights and more greenery. I took my everyday bowl that I have out sitting year round and simply Christmas ball garland in the bowl. Then I placed different greens around it, strung in some twinkle lights, and of course we can't forget about the snow. You can even dress up your lamps during the holiday by adding fun little tassels. Now we are in the living room and we're going to talk through garlands. You do not have to have a fireplace, you guys, to hang stockings, which you'll see in a few minutes. And I want you to see again, it's all about the layers, the greenery, the ribbons, the jingle bells, and candlelight. All different types of votive candles together with a tea light. Instant, cozy, festive holiday. So you will notice that one side of the mantle is shorter than the other and that I pulled the garland all the way to the floor. I started with one 6-foot garland. Then I layered in a second 6-foot garland. Then I layered in a third. So this is 3 6-foot garlands. And the more layers, obviously, the thicker, more beautiful you'll have it. After I hung up the greenery, then, just like the master bedroom, I strung in the lights so that I could hide them. And this garland was a lot more challenging to hide the lighting because of the big, open, whimsical nature of it. After I did that, then I simply hung the mercury glass, which is all the way at the bottom. Then I did the fun cotton and wood bead garland. Lastly, I hung the stockings. On the sides, I used a beautiful simple silk ribbon with gold bells, and as you guessed it, they all got attached with zip ties. Here's another example of different heights of trees and different textures, from the whimsical to the modern to the rustic. Notice here that I took another piece of silk ribbon and simply tied it on my everyday plant. Here I also added some greenery and ribbon to a holiday bell. A very affordable and simple trick. Change out your photos, you guys, with the seasons. This is what we had in for fall, which was from one of our vacations. And then I had so much fun switching all the photos. This is a photo of my girls in Iceland. That was our winter trip last year. This year we're not taking a winter trip, but we're having a great time reminiscing about our Iceland trip. And I filled all the frames now for us to enjoy and remember the wonderful times that we had as a family on vacation. I don't even think it cost me $10 to print all of these. Look how little the kids are. It makes my heart so happy.
Look at Scotty.
I know. This was our very first trip we ever took as a family in the winter. Let's talk about ribbon again. These everyday decor books have been in my living room. I moved them over here and simply put a fun little ribbon and a final touch of an ornament on top. instant festive. I took my everyday giving hands, put a snowball. Another everyday item transformed for the holiday. I put different size ornaments in here, then all different types of greeneries, just left over from years of different garlands. And of course, finished it with some twinkle lights. Another fun holiday photo. This was the children's snowman on one of our holiday trips. He's a little sad, but it's such a fun memory. So this little tip is for all of my friends who do not have a fireplace. You don't need a fireplace to hang your stockings. All I did was take those tiny little silver hooks that I told you about, I put them in the wood, closed the doors, and now the children's stockings are simply hanging. So much fun. Here I took ribbon and greenery, one little ornament, and my everyday Cleopatra, all dressed for the holiday. I love putting beautiful ornaments in the windows. I have done this year after year. It is so simple. You just take a string or a ribbon, then tap a little nail into the wood and hang it up. I think you should spread the holiday cheer throughout your home. So let's talk about a few ways in your kitchen that you can sprinkle a touch of Christmas with your everyday items. First, I wanted to make a little coffee bar area, adding hot chocolate, because hot chocolate is not something we have year round, but I bought hot chocolate, cocoa nibs, and delicious marshmallow and peppermint sticks. I took my everyday coffee tray and all I did was add some Christmas trees. Again, you'll notice up here on the shelf that I took green ribbon, wrapped my books that sit on the shelf every day. My glass bowl colanders, I draped a simple garland of Christmas ornaments. Just like I talked about with the Christmas tree and balancing everything, having your eye move from the top to the bottom, I did the same thing here on the open shelving. We have the green tree up top, then I have just a little touch of the green hanging over on the shelf, and a fun little green tree in the corner. More garlands on the hood in the kitchen. I did a rosemary garland with a few jingle bells throughout. Rosemary garland with orange slices. Those I used in the fall on the mantle, but now they've transitioned over to the hood for Christmas. Our little gold Merry Christmas sign and jingle bells. Here's another everyday item with, you guessed it, greenery and ribbon. So earlier we talked about changing out photos for the season. If you don't have any winter photos or vacations, why not put your favorite holiday song in the picture frame instead? Forget about the guest bathroom. So we hung a wreath on the guest door, as you can see. This way, when you have a bunch of people over, if you have a party, people will know where to go poop. Follow the wreath like the brick road. More garlands, you guys. Garlands on your everyday stuff. Look how beautiful a simple garland draped over the mirror has transformed the bathroom, even if that's all we did was hang a wreath and hang some garland. So let me show you a few other ways to transform your bathroom for the holiday. Your guests are likely not going to want to use your everyday towel, so a fun little festive way, add some napkins. Fresh florals always are fancy and fun. It's more greenery and candlelight, which actually smells like a campfire. It smells so delicious in the boys' bathroom. And it just gives a little touch of cozy. We added the fun little deer. Their picture frame that usually has them in it, we went with Joy to the World. The Lord has come. Indeed he has. our fun little black trees. A shower curtain is a great way to change the space for the holiday, and this can actually go through the winter as well. We added more ribbon to our sponges, some jingle bells, and the everyday bathtub. I simply put jingle bells, greenery, and soap that smells like Christmas. More touches of happy holiday all down. This is definitely decking the halls and the walls. You can see the fun green and jingle bells with the ribbon on the door. Let me show you what else you can do. I found this little guy in the Target $3 section years ago, put some greenery in it and hung it on our picture frame. We have the gold stars, more jingle bells, which my children hit every day coming down the hallway. We have the wood snowflakes. Can't forget about doorknobs. And this was another dollar section purchase, Joy, and I just hot glued it to the frame. If you have stairs in your home, they must get decorated for the holiday, in my opinion. It can be something as simple as greens, lights, and ribbon. That's really all I've done here. I added some jingle bells and more texture with the felt balls, but I used that same silk ribbon that you saw throughout the house today. And I did not have bubble lights as a kid, but it's something I always wanted. So as an adult, I bought myself bubble lights for the stairs. You can find those on Wayfair. So this time I decided, I usually put twinkle lights or the plug-in lights all throughout the garland, but I loved this one with the sparkly Christmas ornaments and the glass. I felt like that was reflective enough where you don't have to do all of them the same, and that's kind of the fun of it, doing different ones. This garland around the mirror is 2 garlands. I put the silver little eye hooks in the wall and then zip tied the ends. This I flower wired throughout. Here's another fun little vignette with just different Christmas trees and textures of Christmas, candlelight, angels we have heard on high in the picture frame. I hope that you guys have been inspired in our home. I have loved having you, and I can't wait to see all the ways that you guys decorate. Please make sure you tag Free Spirit Designs or Free Spirit Bundle if you've used any of these ideas today. I would love to hear in the comments, what tip from today do you think that you're going to do in your home this year? Is it the greeneries with garland, maybe the simple trick of ribbons or hanging ornaments in your windows? I hope that you were inspired. I love having you guys here. I love hanging out every single Wednesday. Please consider hitting that subscribe button if you have not. And next week, we will be doing a holiday house tour where I will be going through the entire home. You're gonna just grab your favorite drink, cozy up to some beautiful Christmas music, and get to just walk through the house. I might even do it maybe after dark when it's super magical with all the beautiful lights. Thank you guys again for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your week, and we will see you next Wednesday. And do special things.
When did this turn into self-care? You're not even explaining your process anymore.
My daughter is home from college and she continues to make fun of me.
No, I'm not making fun of you at all. It's just so funny to me that somehow we got to self-care from Christmas ornaments.
No, because this is self-care. It brings a smile to your face and joy in your heart. It's really true. They've actually done studies on how people who decorate for Christmas earlier than others are just naturally happier.
I've seen that, actually.
It's so happy. More snow, you guys. So much fun, super, super easy. Stop making fun of me.
Simply hanging, it's simply green, and simply snow. Welcome to.
You need your eye to follow where it's going. And that's what we have here as well.
What did you talk about?
About balance.
You said balance.
Bella!
Ow, I got caught.